online, on the TuneIn app, and on your smart speaker. Play Shock Radio.
This is Shock
News.
It's midday, and this is your Shock News update on Saturday, the 24th of January. I'm Alfie Mulcahy. We're starting today in Manchester, where police have cordoned off 2 streets in the city centre following a shooting in the gay village. Officers called to the scene on Richmond Street near Canal Street in the early hours of this morning. A Greater Manchester police spokesperson confirmed emergency crews responded to reports of a disturbance at around 5 o'clock this morning. A man was found with a gunshot wound to his leg, and a firearm was found by officers on the scene.
Shock News Update.
Trilateral talks between Washington, Moscow and Kiev on ending the war in Ukraine have resumed in Abu Dhabi. They come just hours after Russian drone attacks that killed at least one person in the capital and left more than 1 million across the country without power. Defence and security analyst Professor Michael Clark says it follows a similar pattern.
The attacks actually always are stepped up when there are peace talks ongoing, because the Russians want to indicate to the Ukrainians that the pressure will just increase, so this is your best chance to give in, and to also say to Washington that we will win, we will definitely win.
Shock News Update.
Labour's deputy leader says it's up to Andy Burnham and local members to decide whether he should try and fight a forthcoming by-election in Gorton and Denton. The current mayor of Greater Manchester has until 5 p.m. today to decide to put his name forward for consideration by the party's ruling body. He's seen as a potential challenger to Keir Starmer should he become an MP again, but Lucy Powell had this warning.
We've all got to get behind Keir Starmer. He's the leader of the Labour Party. We are one Labour team, and I don't want to see this by-election or any other situation emerge into more kind of infighting and talking about ourselves.
Shock News Update.
Every police officer in England and Wales will have to renew their licence if they want to continue working. They'll need to demonstrate the right skills when dealing with issues like violence against women and girls. Those who fail to reach the required standard will be dismissed. The plans are expected to be set out on Monday. Sky's Sadija Chowdhury has this.
Currently they all have different sort of trainings and supervision and all of that stuff. The idea is it's going to bring all of this sort of training and supervision under one skill set, and I think that will help to standardise things.
And now, with all the day's sport news, here's Colin Beasley from the Sky Sports Centre.
West Ham have the chance to move to within 2 points of safety with a win against Sunderland in the Premier League's lunchtime kick-off. Manchester City can cut Arsenal's lead to 4 points if they can get their first top-flight victory of 2026 at home to bottom club Wolves. Pep Guardiola admits they have a real chase on their hands if they're going to reel in their title rivals.
The best team right now in the world. So look in Champions League, look in the Premier League, look in FA Cup and Carabao Cup. So it's the best team right now, and hopefully we can be close and getting better, and give us one chance, to catch them.
Under pressure, Thomas Frank takes his Tottenham team to struggling Burnley, and European chasers Fulham and Brighton meet each other at Craven Cottage. Liverpool are 13 games unbeaten in all competitions, ahead of their trip to Bournemouth in the tea-time fixture, and that's a run that gives boss Arne Slot hope in their stuttering season.
This team has shown many times, if they are available, if we are fit, that we are a very, 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 very competitive team against any team in the world. So there's a lot of confidence from me looking forward to looking to the future.
Motherwell aim to continue their impressive recent home record with the visit of strugglers Kilmarnock. They've won their last 4 at Fir Park. Aberdeen go for their first Scottish Premiership victory since the 14th of December when they faced bottom side Livingston. Brighton are up to 6th in the Women's Super League within 6 points of the top 3 following a 1-0 win at Everton. There's a huge game this lunchtime with champions Chelsea hosting European title holders Arsenal. England's cricketers need a victory in their second one-day international against Sri Lanka to keep their series hopes alive. They lost the first game of the 3-match contest by 19 runs on Thursday, and Bath are 4 points clear at the top of the Rugby Union Prem after fighting back to win 30-26 at rivals Gloucester. Northampton aim to reclaim the lead when they go to Sale this evening.
Thanks, Colin. Sticking with sport, and in tennis, Novak Djokovic has become the first tennis player to reach 400 Grand Slam match wins after booking his place in the 4th round of the Australian Open. He beat Botic van Zanderpoelt in straight sets in Melbourne. Defending men's champion Jannik Sinner is also through. 2 times women's champion Naomi Osaka says she's heartbroken after withdrawing from the tournament through injury.
Shock News Update.
Also making the headlines today, the Pentagon says China is no longer America's top defense priority. A new document reveals calls for US military to provide critical but more limited support to Europe and elsewhere in the world. It now considers Beijing a settled force in the Indo-Pacific region that only needs to be deterred from dominating America or its allies. The file's based on Donald Trump's new national security strategy. It's the second day of three-way peace talks to end the war in Ukraine. They're getting underway in Abu Dhabi. A White House official says negotiations it has brokered between Russia and Ukraine yesterday were productive. Territory appears to remain a sticking point, with Moscow saying it won't sign a deal unless demands are met. A former British diplomat in Kabul is suggesting a rethink over the King's potential visit to America in the coming months. Anger is growing towards Donald Trump, who falsely claimed NATO troops stayed away from the front line in Afghanistan. And a young boy who was bitten by a shark in Sydney Harbour last weekend has died. The 12-year-old was attacked after jumping off rocks with his friends.
Shock News Update.
Let's take a look at the Saturday morning front pages then. The Guardian leads with the Prime Minister rebuking President Trump's comments about NATO's involvement in Afghanistan. What a bloody cheek is the Express's headline, which says there are 457 tragic reasons why Donald Trump is badly wrong about Britain's war heroes. The Mirror reflects calls for the US president to apologise, with the headline "Say Sorry." Sticking with Donald Trump and on the Financial Times, they're saying gold prices have surged after the dollar took a hit during the president's hunt for Greenland. The Eye is focusing on Labour's left plotting against Keir Starmer and Health Secretary Wes Streeting as they push for the return of Andy Burnham to the Commons. Meanwhile, the PM has been forced to pull his Chagos Islands bill from the House of Lords in the wake of a US backlash over the deal. That's in this morning's Telegraph. That story is also on the front page of the Mail, which says it would be Keir Starmer's 15th U-turn in office. The Times carries a warning from the government's work czar, who says the UK is writing off a generation of young people with mental health conditions such as anxiety and depression to a life on benefits. And The Sun has the latest in the Beckham civil war. It claims Nicola Peltz told her husband Brooklyn Beckham to pick between her and his mum, Victoria Beckham.
Shock News Update.
And finally this afternoon, Steve Coogan says he doesn't want to be part of the British establishment. The actor, whose mother was born in Ireland, insists he doesn't feel like he's a royalist because he sees the family as a symbol of colonialism. He plays the former manager of the Republic of Ireland football team, Mick McCarthy, in his new film, Say Pan. The star's best known for playing Alan Partridge, and says having Irish ancestry helps him feel like a bit of an outsider, which he thinks is good for creativity.
The Irish punch above the weight in terms of representation. The Irish punch above the weight in terms of representation in the world culture and the arts. But they're sort of overrepresented or got more high achievers per capita, if you like. But their Irishness is nothing to do with their art. Their art is actually anonymously good art, so whether they're musicians or actors, they're just good.
Shock weather.
And in weather, mostly dry throughout the day with a few brighter breaks developing in the west over the afternoon, remaining blustery, especially along the northwest coast this evening. Maximum temperatures of 8 degrees. That's your Shock Radio news update for today. Will Phillips will be back with your update tomorrow morning at 10 to 11, and the both of us will be back at 1 o'clock tomorrow for Alfie Mulcahy on Sunday. Do join us for that. Now though, here's some non-stop Shock.
Online, on the TuneIn app,
And on your smart speaker.
Shock Radio.